So that means we can now get our hands on either struts or more fuel tanks. Well, I think you know exactly what I'm going to do. That's right, struts. Which, yes, yes. So I need another 180 science. So I need to, because I want this right here, because that gives me the fuel line. Oh, it makes life so much simpler. It makes bigger rockets, or at least makes the rockets bigger. Right, but I also want to get my hands on this, which will give me the RCS. So I need 180 science to do that. So let's go and get ourselves 180 science. Hey, look, this thing is still intact. Yay! Right, and now what I can do is I can take symmetry on here and add struts to all of these, which is going to keep this thing from spinning around like a crazed monstrosity. Nope. Actually, I can add those too if I wanted to. Yeah, we'll add those. I like these better because they kind of push everything out a bit and allow, yeah, much better. They push everything out a bit more. I also need that second science container, don't I? Yeah, I need that second science container. So, there it is. No, no, no. Believe me, at some point I will eventually build that, but that's a little bit too soon right now. Just a hair too. You know what else I'm going to do? I'm going to turn on symmetry. I'm going to strap four of these bad boys on here. Now the cool thing is, with symmetry on, since I've done it the way I just did it, it automatically sets everything up so that it will now work properly in the configuration that it's in. So that's cool. I mean, I don't have to worry about... Well, actually, no, I really shouldn't fire that engine, should I? I got 4 of those, so... Whoa! Now you see, that would have been a huge, huge problem. These would have fired, I would have jettisoned everything, and that would have been a mistake. So you see, yeah, you gotta double check that stuff sometimes. So this one, for some unknown reason, is there. I don't want that there. Oh wait, I need to do that. There we go. Okay. I need now those 3. There you are. There. And then when those jettison, we'll fire that up. Okay. So, back to the launch pad. Because, yeah, that's where all the magic's gonna happen. And it is gonna happen, by the way. T-minus 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go. Whoa, careful, careful there. Easy there, Jethro. Bring it back. Man, this thing really has a nasty roll tendency, doesn't it? It's got a seriously nasty roll tendency. Incredibly awful roll tendency. So guess what kind of orbit this is going to be? That's right. Incredibly eccentric. Again. Alright. Well, we'll turn this thing north and see what happens. Don't need surface, I need that. Because see, fortunately, once this thing gets into space, that one engine right here should be sufficient enough to get us in orbit. I just need this thing to get into space first, which, as we've already seen, is about 75,000, give or take. But that should be good enough there. Ooh, is it gonna slow down? It's still climbing, which is good. So I at least want 100,000 on this thing to really make me happy. There we go. Well, it's not a perfect north-south orbit, but it'll do. It will do. 40, 69. Yeah. What is it with this thing and just not wanting to give me a decent enough orbit? So we'll have to set that at 70 and let that sit at 180, I guess. Unfortunately, there's not much I can do about it. But we do have plenty of delta V in both sections in order to pull off this maneuver. So that's very nice. Very, very nice. Now we actually are slowing down, which is a bit of a problem. That number is desperately trying to fall or climb. Can't really tell which. Alright, and that's close enough to our... Given how much delta V we need, how much we have, but unfortunately this thing is not exactly the most powerful. Hopefully, I'm hoping we'll have enough delta V left in this section to get us to the moon. That should be a good enough orbit to net us a moon capture at some point in the future. So we'll see. Playing around with my tablet, so that's what that beeping or sound, that's what that sound is, if it was even being picked up by the mic. If not, ignore that. Ignore that last statement. Come on, you can do it. You're almost there. Come on, come on, come on, come on, come on, come on, come on. Bam! Keep going, keep going, keep going. 70, 75. It's good. Good enough for me. Oh, man. Orbit. We've got 1,333 meters per second delta V left in this section, which actually isn't too bad, all things considered. Now, I know the last time I went to the moon, it took me... I needed 800 meters per second of delta V. So, I should be able to get out to the moon with what I've got. Alright, so bring that back in a bit. Bit more. Bit more. A little bit more. Just a hair. There we go. Okay, so, oh yeah, that's where the problem's going to come into play at. See, and this is why you don't want to do a polar orbit. Because, of course, now I can't do anything. I literally have to wait until the moon is right there in order to do anything about this. So, you know what we're going to do? We're going to wait. Actually, to tell you the truth, what I'm going to do is I'm going to wait till I get to my Apple apps here. And I'm actually going to burn Prograde I'm actually going to burn Prograde to try and get my Periapps, try and get this orbit a little bit more round, I guess you could say. So, there we go. Much better. That's a little bit more, you know... Well, that's much better. Just leave it at that. Now, I'm going to leave that maneuver node up because what I want to do is I'm going to time accelerate until the moon... Ugh, dagnabbit. 24? Oh. Curses. Okay, so we're actually going to time accelerate again, and we're going to get very close to Periapps, and we're going to get my Apple apps, I mean. And we're going to try desperately to get this Periapps above 240,000 meters. Because apparently we can't time accelerate faster than 100 with it less than that. I'm actually going to wait till about 30 seconds before I do this. Because the closer I can get to this, the less this will move, and the more it'll move that, so... Okay, and burn. There. So now, we should be able to time accelerate with no problems whatsoever. Because I need to wait for the moon to get to a suitable position. So he's going to be in space for a while. I could have this thing go like whizzing around like crazy, but sure, why not? Oh, really? I gotta be 480 now? Fortunately though, because I'm in a polar orbit, you'll notice my electricity never drops, but that's because I'm always in the sunlight. Always. So, I'm gonna have a very small window of time in order to pull this maneuver off. Okay, so what I need to do now is actually kind of close that out. Okay. And what's going to have to happen is I'm going to have to be literally in the right spot at the right time in order to get this moon capture, because this is not going to be easy. And like, if you thought rocket science was easy, yeah, this is going to push that to the limit. Okay. So unfortunately the moon is still not close enough. So we'll have to pass that node. See, because if I'm not in the right position at the right time, I'm not going to be able to make this maneuver. on. Come on, you should be like right there. You should be right on the cusp of like giving me that damn maneuver. Oh, you're gonna throw a fit because I passed by the stupid thing already. Which really shouldn't matter. Really shouldn't. Okay. No. No. Come on. Move a circle. Dang, I'm not going to be able to do this. Oh, I'm so not going to be able to do this. Alright. So, let's see if we can't... So, it should be about there. So we're going to add a maneuver node, and what we're going to do is... Actually, no, you know what? It's not going to be there. It's going to have to be... So where's the center... Alright, so my voice is trying to go out on me now, which is great. Perfect timing, perfect timing. So what we're going to have to do is like I was trying to do before, but I've had an idea. We'll get that down there like that. Okay? Now that's obviously going to put me out to the sun, but there should be a point in here, you would think, and there isn't one. Okay, so that's nice to know. Up, no. In, good, up. That should be pulling it back in, I think. 259. Yeah, I think it's pulling it back in. Yeah, it's pulling it in. Okay, good. Okay. No. No. Alright. So what I want that to do is I want that to be as even with the moon as possible. Wow, 3,000 meters per second. What else to be? I am not going to have that. Alright, well, I hate to do it, but we're going to have to revert flight. So, let's try this again, and this time with the control system on. And it's still trying to go wildly out of control. Well, that's nice. It looks like it's aiming towards 90, so... So, what we'll do is we'll try and get this thing pointed as near to 90 as we can get it. I mean, I know I really shouldn't be doing this like this, but, well, oh well. And I'm just going to edit all that last video out, so ignore that. That's kind of weird. This thing is almost moving sideways on me. Almost. do wish it was going more up than sideways, though. And it is picking up speed, which is nice. Slowly, but it is picking up speed. Probably really should have that other engine on, shouldn't I? We'll kick it on. And I like that too, that I can manually kick that engine on. But I mean, using this fuel here is not going to make, you know, any of this any harder than it needs to be. So, okay. So we're there now, so let's get this thing pointed as near to 90 as we can get safely. And switch to our... Good. Now that's what I wanted to see. It may not have been the way I wanted to do it, but no. But you know what? It worked. More or less worked. For better or worse, richer or poor. Man, I can't wait till I get that fuel line. That's going to make life so much simpler. Because then I can just, like, stage these things so that way the fuel runs out in specific areas first. So as long as we keep gaining speed and gaining altitude, we're okay. Like I said, I would like to get this thing to approximately 100. Only because that really does make life so much easier when you're doing big, huge maneuvers, like, i.e. going to the moon. But we will kind of turn this thing a bit more downward, I think, just to kind of get this rounded out a bit more. It'll buy me more time to get the actual orbit maneuver done. Nah, it's not what I want, but you know, you can't always get what you want. I think I said that before. Oh no, I'm starting to repeat myself. Ooh. I'll tell you, there's nothing like getting off work and coming home to a nice relaxing game of attempting to put a spaceship into space and then send it off to the moon. But I do want to try and do at least one recording each day, since I want to have like... Yes. I'm an old man, okay? So I go to bed at about 8 o'clock. Now, you might snicker and laugh, but that's because I have to be up again at 4 a.m. Right? And being up at 4 kind of stinks. So, I go to bed at 8. Wow, we actually really overshot our peri-apps there. Or Apple apps. Hopefully we still have enough. Hopefully we'll have enough speed to get this thing up, which we're gaining speed, which is good. And our altitude is falling, but it is falling pretty slow, so it looks like we might just make this. Yeah, it looks like we should be good. My freaking Perry apps and my Apple apps is going to be ridiculous, though. Again. But alright. That's a lot better for getting into a moon orbit, I think. Lunar orbit. Where is the moon, by the way? There it is. So whip this around there. Send this out. Now, if you're wondering why that's not being captured by the moon, it's not because it's too low. It's just by the time I get to this point here or here, the moon's going to be like way past me. So what I got to do, there it is find where the moon is going to be. Alright. And actually, if I can get this set up, if I can set this up right, what I can do is I can actually put myself into, wait for it, a polar moon orbit. Oh, that would be so nice. Okay. 7, 4. Trying to get this thing as close as possible. 4, 5, 8. 4 through 9. It doesn't look like I'm going to get much closer than that, but I can work with that. All right. We need 926. Ooh, and we have 965, which should be just enough to crash this thing into the moon. Should be. It probably won't be, but at the very least, I can send it flying off into space. Alright. So we got 30 minutes to go. Well, guess what? No more than... There we go. And it's been 30 minutes. Wow, time flies when you're having fun, doesn't it? We'll pick up the pace a little bit more. So we gotta wait. It's okay, 39. And start the burn. Why? Because, well, I just feel like it. Let this burn out here and alright. Now we're gonna start dropping this. There it goes. Hey, that's much better than what we were gonna have originally, and we have more fuel left, so hey, I can live with that. So, get rid of that. Set as our target. Now that's actually really what I should have done, because that will give me my descending and ascending nodes, and I can make all the proper adjustments. But you know what? That's fine. It's whatever. So, let's off to the moon. We're going to speed this up here until we get that nice little snap. There we go. Alright, now what I need to do is I need to bring that in. Now, I've only got 90 meters. 96 left. And that is not going to get me close enough to... actually, hang on. Node is at 1 hour and 17 minutes. 1 hour 18 minutes. So I need to put this roughly about there. Alright, well, that's not going to get me enough to... I'm going to need at least 300 to get this thing into a stable orbit. I mean, to get this thing even into a wide orbit is going to set me back. So there is going to set me back 180, which coincidentally is double of what I actually have. Well, looks like it's going to be more space trash, unfortunately. So we'll set this here like that, and actually we'll go ahead and drop that down until it's, ooh, not that close, a little bit farther, a little bit more, yeah, there we go. We'll say, you know what, there, I'll be fine. Alright, and since I don't feel like waiting an hour and 16 minutes until we reach that node, I tell you what, gotta be real careful with that. Not having that power problem is a real big plus, I tell you. I cannot describe to you the weight that has been lifted from my shoulders, knowing that I don't have to worry about the electricity running out. I only have to worry about the fuel running out. But once I get the RCS, I won't have to worry about that either. Well, I won't have to worry about that as much. Okay, so we'll do a little bit of time acceleration because I still don't feel like waiting 6 minutes for this. Because this recording has been going on for long enough. And what I want to try and do with these is, I don't know, I haven't decided if I want to do like the full length recordings or just go ahead and cut them into different segments. But I mean, I know this one has been going on for at least an hour now at this point. So I don't know, my last one is about an hour long as well. But it's just getting to the moon takes like an hour, unfortunately. I mean, there's not much I can do about that. So we'll go ahead and start this burn now. Okay, so we're now out of fuel in that section. So that section is just going to go off and dance around the moon at the equinox, naked. I assume. Allegedly. Whereas this is going to go into a nice, beautiful orbit. So there's that section. It's gone. We'll have to detonate that once we get back to Kerbin, so oops. And now the wait. Hey, the wait's over. Isn't that awesome? Three minutes. That's at 2 minutes, so we're a little bit ahead of the periapse there. We'll set it about there. Okay, so drag that down until those two switch again. Actually, what I'm going to do is I'm just going to go straight into this lunar landing here. So what I really want to do is I want to land as close to the pole as possible. I've got 2,000, so I should be able to... Come on. I should be able to spare about 300, I think. Yeah, I should be able to spare 300. We should be able to spare 400. What do you think? To land us on the dark side of the moon? Yeah. We are really going to be sort of pushing our luck here on this one. But hopefully that section should get back into sunlight at some point. Yeah, it should get... Wait, which way is that rotating? Uh-oh. Well, okay, yeah, we should be alright, I think. I think we should be alright. If not, we'll try a jump over to the other side and hopefully pick up some sunlight. Or just, you know, like, at the last second, like, launch up into space before we run out of power. And you know, it's at this point right now that I'm like, maybe I should have put some battery packs on this thing. Ah, the stuff you go, no, we're not gonna need that. And then realize, hey, wait, we really could have used that. I said all the battery pack is gonna do, though, is just, instead of that being 50, it'll be 150, so it just takes longer to run out. So, actually, as a matter of fact, given this little dilemma that we're probably going to end up running into here, I'm going to go ahead and start this burn in the hopes that we can land on the side, on a section that has sunlight. So we can X that out. 400 to get back, which means I need to make sure that I can save as much of that as possible. So where are we at? Okay, we're still on track for our landing here, which I thought I saved it after the landing, but this is actually even better. Because I think what I did horribly wrong was I wasted too much fuel getting to the ground. In fact, I know I wasted too much fuel getting to the ground. So we're going to cut that last video out. Because A, that was way too long, and B, I have this quick save, so, you know. Yay. So drop our landing gears down. And all I really need to do is take the surface sample. Actually, I couldn't do that now, right? Yeah, so that's 75. So that should get me enough to do my doing this and all that other stuff with everything else should net me enough to get my fuel lines and my RCS thrusters. Actually, I never did this above the moon, did I? It's still only 30. Okay. So this is where the big problem comes into play at, because I've really got to start slowing down. I need at least 400. I need at least 1,000 meters of delta V, basically. And I'm going to burn through most of that just slowing down. Almost that 500 just slowing down. But we should be able to live with that, I think. I think we can do that, yeah. Yeah, see? I hate landing on the moon. I hate landing on the moon in anything that's not a plane. I want landing gears so I can, like, land like a plane. Oh, that would make life so much simpler. I'm not too worried about the horizontal speed. It's the vertical speed that's going to be the problem. But because I'm a daredevil, we'll time accelerate till we are there. Now we're going to start losing electrical charge. So let's arrest as much of our vertical speed and our horizontal speed as possible. And we're going to smack into the ground. Really, really hard. Dang it. Thank you, quick saves. And quick save. So we need to arrest even more of our vertical speed, horizontal speed, and everything else before we reach the point of no return. Okay, bam, there. So horizontal speed is at 14, vertical speed is climbing, horizontal speed is falling. Actually, that may not be too bad, because that should actually put me nearer to the sun this time around instead of like the last couple times. So that needs to go there, and we'll quick save again. Gotta love that quick save button. So, like the idiot that I am, I'll time accelerate again, but this time not go all the way down to 5,000 meters. We'll start trying to decelerate from this speed now. And I want to keep my engine facing that retrograde marker as much as possible. Okay, good, 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 good. Oh, 106. If that'll be enough. I really don't think that'll be enough, man. I mean, we've got 8,000 meters to fall, and I seriously doubt I'll be able to hang on to all of this. I said I need 400 to get back is apparently the minimum that from the last time I tried to do this. So at the very least, I should need 800 total for to get up and into orbit, and then for to get back. And I know now that I need to go the opposite direction, so that's okay. Actually, I'm really kind of glad that now I didn't quick save before the last time I did this. Come on, come on. We're 1,000 up. I'm going to have to burn more. I'm not slowing down fast enough. We'll see where I'm at 500, but 200 meters per second I've got left of delta V that I can use. 500, we're gonna have to burn up some. Okay. 400. Come on. I can't let this touch 800 because I need 414 is what I actually need. So roughly about 820. No. Yeah, well, 830. No, you don't. Let's see what you're trying to do there. Basically, I'm just wasting fuel trying to keep myself from falling. Oh, yeah, that's perfect. Thank you for that. Like, possibly the worst time to do that, by the way. Just, pointing that out. I think 7 meters per second is the fastest. Ouch. Oh, come on. Really? $781. Okay. Collect the 100 science from that. Get him out. Soft landing. Alright. I know the EVA report's gonna say the same thing, but we can take another surface sample. I would have liked to get to the Midlands, but... Okay, so let's see if I can make this work on 700. I really don't want to quick save at this point, but it's a good idea for me to go ahead and quick save at this point because I've landed. And trust me, that's a feat in and of itself. So I don't want to go to 90. I want to go to basically kind of the direction it's heading now. So alright. So, what I'm going to need to do here is make sure to grab the science because I messed up on an old video and I forgot to get the science out of this stuff while I was... Actually, you know what? Hang on. We'll do this first. Hang on. Okay, what we're going to do first is we're going to... first put ourselves into orbit and begin our trek back home. Yeah, okay, we got plenty of electrical charge. But, doggone it, why does that thing keep moving? Okay, anyway. So, throttle up. We need it to go kind of that direction. Alright, and we'll set our orbit to about, I think, we'll say 30,000. Cut. Alright. So we'll add our maneuver node here. No. Because what would it take if I just went, like, straight shot at this thing? I'm not going to be able to straight shot it from there, am I? Doggone it. Okay, well, whatever. We'll set this up like that. What we'll do is look it out and get the science on the way back. Why? Because it just looks more cool that way. So, time accelerate until we are within the 30-second range for our firing now. And we'll fire about 15 seconds, get ourselves into a air quotes, stable orbit. Alright, that's good enough for me. Because all I really need to do is make sure my periaps is not negative something. Preferably... Okay, well, that's just going to have to do, unfortunately. And then when we get to apoaps, we'll just bring it out a bit more. I know, horribly, horribly eccentric, isn't it? Well, you know what, we can drop that apoaps down a tiny, tiny bit. I mean, 200 is a lot. So, we'll bring that in a bit. Oh, don't worry, I've got plenty of fuel to do this. Alright. 143 seems okay, I guess. So, actually, will it let me... It's not letting me set that as the target. Well, so I want to set it as a target so that way I can... Ooh, Ike. Nice. Ike is like really, 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 really far away. So is Lathe, by the way. So, we'll time accelerate. I could get out and get the science now, but it's not nearly as cool as doing it like in this gap spacing in open space. Like, while I'm traveling between spatial bodies, that's when it would be the most cool. So, time to apoaps is... Oops, we kind of overshot it a bit, but that's okay. Nope, come on. There we go, move that periaps out. Okay. So now our apoaps is actually starting to move, but that's stable enough for my tastes. Now I need to figure out how the heck I'm going to get back to Kerbin from such an orbit. Which is only a problem because I don't know what my orientation in relation to Kerbin is. I mean, it would stand to reason that I'd want to... No. Man, that's just... It's not gonna do what I want it to do. So how do I convince this thing to give me a more rounded orbit, or at the very least a flatter orbit? Because what it's doing is it's rotating around that point right there. When what I needed to do is I needed to rotate around the moon's... I need to know my degree from the moon, which I can't know that because I'm basically in orbit around the moon right now, so... No. Okay. Alright. We're going to have to make several little orbits, several little adjustments in order to get all this stuff in the right orientation. So, kick it up a notch, a little bit more, because we still got 10 minutes to go, and I'm not going to sit here and wait 10 minutes not to do this. Ooh, man, I'm starting to get tired. But I haven't had enough to drink water anyway. I've had way too much pop. I really need to cut back. But surprise, surprise, I'm a guy and I don't always do things that are good for me. Alright. So that's that. Now, I should, in theory, be able to go from here to Kerbin. Okay, well that's good. Now I just need to get that periapse down farther, 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 farther. Are you starting to get away from it now? Yeah, you're getting farther away. Well, it's not the best, but the thing is, I'm going to be traveling in this direction. I really would like to get that lower. Preferably closer to the planet. Ooh, what's that? 4,000? $4,003, 4,002, 25. Three. Come on. No. Move the whole thing, thank you. Okay, so that's 3,000 there. 2,000. 2008. Whoa. We are no longer in the Kerbin system. Okay, so is there anything that I can do to bring that closer? Whoa! What do you know? There is something we can do. Okay. 30,000. You know? 9,000? Yeah, no. Maybe we can settle for... Here, we'll do like this. Man, this thing is really touchy, isn't it? 12,000. So if I can get that to 20, 15, 20. There. So, I like that a whole lot better. So, alright. We'll aim there and burn in... Oh, what would you say? 17 seconds? Burn at 17 seconds. And I love the fact that I'm really close to it. And it's really easy to maneuver. And I've got plenty of time to do this. So, yeah. Nice. 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 The other problem is I think now I'm going to be going towards my apoapse. And that's going to suck. That is not going to be fun. But fortunately, I can time accelerate. Yeah, I am definitely going to be heading towards So we'll slow that down a bit until I see that. There. Okay. So I'm gonna have to go all the way out there and then like loop back around. So you know what this means. Time to pause. Alright. So that means, oops, I totally forgot to retract my landing gears for all of that. Talk about drag. That means it's time to time accelerate. But before I do anything else, I'm going to EVA. We're going to let go, turn on our pack, and collect some science. Actually, EVA report. 24, hey. Nice. Go away, go away, go away. Because seeing where he is in relation to this stuff is not easy, actually. No, no, no. And to tell you the truth, that pack is really overpowered. So, collect. Collect. The thing is, you really got to make sure to collect the science, because if you don't, and you land this craft without collecting the science, what happens is you end up not getting the science. Especially if in some catastrophically idiotic event you crash land this thing. Which you shouldn't do, by the way. So, as a matter of fact, what I'm going to do is I'm going to move this kind of up and over here so you guys can see. Bam. Collected, collected. So all of this stuff is now inside the container. That's what all that stuff was constantly telling me. So it's there. So even if the pod is the only thing that comes back, which I'm going to try and, I want to try and land this thing. See, it did it again. It shifts this thing around for some unknown reason. There. I don't know why it keeps messing with stuff, but it keeps messing with stuff. Okay, so zoom out and time accelerate to... Wow, even 1,000 is going to take a while. So 10,000. 100,000. And now we're... Woo! Well, that sucked. See, that's why I keep telling you. I said, you gotta watch out for those time accelerations, man. And actually, to tell you the truth, I'm actually a bit surprised that this thing went down 20,000. See, look, and we're actually going to encounter the moon again, if I'm not careful. But I will be careful this time. Because what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to point retrograde, hit that, and turn on this engine. That'll bring me down that far into the atmosphere. Now, granted, we're going to be traveling at a very stupidly high speed, but so I can't believe this thing made it through. Well, I said, 'cause the problem with time acceleration is it messes with the physics. I mean, I can't believe it let it go past 20,000 meters without kicking it off, because usually it kicks off the time acceleration at 60,000 meters. So, I mean, I don't know why, for some reason, some odd reason, this thing just decided it didn't want to do that. Alright. So I think we should have enough fuel to land this thing. What do you guys think? What I'll do is actually, I'm going to switch these two around. Because I want to land this thing, that parachute's going to come in real handy. Unfortunately, yeah, we're going to lose a little bit of electricity here, but we should be okay. Haha. love those flame effects, man, I tell you. So we are caught in the atmosphere now. Hopefully we can make landfall. So it looks like we're fairly close to a chunk of land. Unfortunately, it looks like we're coming down a bit too quickly. Oh, look at that. See, that's what I like to see. So surface impact biome is water. Oh, water's not exactly good. But I have a lot of fuel, so as soon as we get this thing slowed down enough, if it slows down enough, it should slow down enough. Once those flame effects go away, what I'm going to do is I'm going to actually turn this thing to the sky, like that. There we go. And then a little bit prograde. We're going to burn upwards, and we're going to just see if we can't quite nudge this woohoo thing towards land. We're still slowing down, but yeah, I don't think we're going to make landfall. I said, man, that air brake was just absolutely brutal. Yeah, we're not going to make it. So, shut that off. Deploy the chute. Separate the section. I salute you. You served the purpose well. Your sacrifice will be remembered in the coming empire. And if I don't get the necessary science to get the stuff that I want, not the stuff that I need, because of course the stuff that I need and the stuff that I want are two completely different things, especially right now, but basically all I want is those fuel lines, because those fuel lines will make sending stuff to the moon much, much, much easier, because they'll be more fuel efficient. So, okay. Accelerate through time, because we've got 3,000 meters to go. No, wait, we've only got... Now, yeah, okay. 5, 4... There we go. Let's see, the chute owns it. Okay. Thank you, Mother, for shouting that. Don't get me wrong, I understand. I'm a huge Godzilla fan, but right now I'm recording, so I'm sure that got picked up. Let's see what we got here, and the verdict is... Yes! Look at that. 280 science. We literally got 100 more science than we actually needed. That is awesome. So we're gonna go ahead and take care of the necessary stuff. So bam, fuel lines. Hey, check it out, the Clampertron. That's the next thing I want to get. How much is that? 160? Oh, man. So do I get the Clampertron, which allows me to connect and reconnect and disconnect things, so I could leave, so I could have like that big rocket I had at the beginning. That whole section can actually get to the moon and still have plenty of fuel left. So I could literally take that section to the moon with the little pod, land the pod on the moon, and all I have to worry about then is just getting the pod back to that section and not making sure I have enough fuel to get all the way back to the planet, you know? Or do I spend the 90 science, which would drop me down, and I would need another 60? Oh wait, I need advanced construction for that anyway. Oh man. So I need a total of 150 science. No, wait, I'm sorry, I said 100. I mean 250. No, dang it! I'm telling you, man, my math is so complete. Because I'm thinking 60 plus 90 is what I was thinking, which is 150. Right, and then I was like, oh well, no, it's 260. No, it's. I can't believe I said 260. Just, go ahead and just pull the trigger. It's 250 science, by the way, is what I'm going to need for that. But that is also something that I'm going to want to get my hands on as soon as possible. So here's what we're going to do. I don't have a choice. I'm going to need that in order to get to that. So we're going to buy this because this is going to allow me to make precision landings on the moon, which is going to allow me to save fuel. And right now it's all about fuel conservation. So we're left with 100 science. So I'm going to get this for 45. That leaves me with 55 science. Now, unfortunately, I cannot get anything else. I really should get the science stuff next, because this extra science stuff, especially this, the lab is really useful because instead of carrying like 5 or 6 different versions of things, I can send the stuff to the lab, have it cleaned in the lab, and then reuse all of my stuff. So I only need to bring one of everything, and I can then reuse everything, which is awesome. So, okay. Well, anyway, we're going to end it here, and pick this up next time. Sayonara.